Hello, Year 4. Welcome back to Lesson 2. So, Lesson 2 spelling starter is to write down on your whiteboard or piece of paper a super sentence for each one of these common exception words. Can you add in a conjunction, maybe coordinating or subordinating, and an adjective? So, on a piece of paper, can you think of 3 ways you could clean your teeth without a toothbrush, cook toast without a toaster, and paint a chair without a paintbrush? Here is my example. 1. Wash your hands. 2. Squeeze toothpaste onto your finger. And 3. Scrub your teeth using your finger. 3 ways you could clean your teeth without a toothbrush. So now choose your best idea out of the 3 you have thought of. On a new piece of paper, write instructions to explain how to carry out your idea. Think carefully how your instructions should look on paper. Consider what you will need to do to make your instructions easy to follow and understand. As you've probably guessed, and I haven't actually read the learning objective yet, is by the end of this lesson we should be able to identify the features of an instruction text. So a lot of today's lesson is looking at instructions and the features. So we're just having a quick practice. So my example was wash your hands, squeeze toothpaste onto your finger, and to scrub your teeth for using your finger. So they're not exactly proper instructions. You wouldn't really know what to do with your hands or how much toothpaste and what finger to choose. So I created this so it actually does look like instructions and they can be followed. Go to the sink and turn on the tap. After this, wash your hands thoroughly with soap. 2. Find your toothpaste and squeeze a pea-sized amount on the tip of your forefinger. 3. Rigorously, I can never say that word. Scrub your teeth with your finger for 60 seconds. Not very hygienic. We should all be using a toothbrush, but if that's the one you chose, then that's something you should think about. So, instructions. Instructions tell us how to do something. There are many different types of instructions. Some examples include recipes, directions, how to play a game, how to make or build something, how to repair something, or how to look after or care for something. Can you think of any more? Write them down if you have. Features of an instruction writing. So, what you need to do now is I'm going to be reading quite a lot of information to you. You just need to listen or read along because this is going to help you with your writing for the end of the week. So regardless of their purpose, instructions share many of the same features. An introduction to explain what the end result will be. So they usually include questions to engage the reader. A list of things the reader will need, such as ingredients for a recipe, materials for a building project, or equipment for a craft activity. They also have an outline of the method needed to complete the task. Usually this has to be in chronological order. Features of an instruction writing. If imperative verbs are usually used within the method to boss the reader around. So if you were making something, you would have to say, put the red brick on top of the yellow brick. You wouldn't say, if you'd like to, you can put the red brick on the yellow brick, because if that's what you're going to do, the product won't come out looking right. So you have to use imperative verbs. Conjunctions, prepositions, and adverbs to show time, place, and cause should be used throughout. For example, after that, inside the box, as soon as it has melted, etc. Extra tips and advice may be given to the reader for especially tricky parts of a task. Pictures or diagrams can be used to provide clarification. For example, a series of pictures or diagrams corresponding to each step of the method. So some of you have probably used Lego kits, and you get those Lego model kits and they always use images to show you where to put the bricks. I know this because my brother used to always struggle to make his Lego brick things. So I used to have to help. So I know what they look like. So loads of different types of instructions look loads and loads of ways. You can have pictures, you can just have words, you can have really short, snappy sentences, or you can just have pictures without words as well, and they use arrows. So there's lots of different types out there, Year 4. This slide is just a bit of a revision type activity you can do about imperative verbs. So watch this clip to help you understand what imperative verbs are. The video's here. So you can pause the slides, watch the video and come back. Here is a little sheet of paper that I've put up on the slide that's giving you some imperative verbs. These verbs, imperative verbs in particular, are used at the beginning of each sentence, because you're giving a command. So this is your main task for today. There is a sheet of paper on the pupil portal called Car Building, and there's bird feeder instructions on there too. Identify the features of instruction writing in the text by making a list of them and highlighting them. Features means what should be included when instructions are written. Okay? And then you can go on the next slide. So if you pause this, complete the task, go on to the next slide, and the answers are here. Did you find any of these features? And you can upload that to Class Dojo when you're done. Good luck.